Hey guys, welcome back to another Sorted George. What we're doing in this episode, we're going to have like a two-part, maybe a three-part, I don't know yet. But what we're doing is we're taking off this rear section here, half of the rear quarter and a little section of the tail panel. I'll explain it all in the video. Unfortunately, I lost a bit of footage at what I recorded before, so I've had to kind of redo this intro. So yeah, we're joining it now with Daryl, a friend of mine, cutting off the rear quarter. So enjoy. Right, so far we've got the rear quarter bit off. It had been in just a slight cuff, and what they'd done when they put the new rear quarter on, they didn't actually use a full rear quarter. Where is it? There you go. They used half and kept that attached, so it obviously had like a little glance here. So when they put it back, it was literally about 4mm too short. So, and that ain't no good. So we got young Daryl here. The previous guy that had this, he's a welder fabricator. He knows what he's doing. I ain't got a clue with that. So he's come down to sort it out for us. So as you do, and this is where we are so far. Sorted, George. Let's crack on. We've just sort of placed it back on where it needs to go, and what they've done, obviously, they've cut it short, unfortunately, with one, and they've left the gap. So what they've done, they actually just joined it, in which case then it threw it out at that end, because everything there is now looks like it's going to line up, etc, etc. So yeah, let's crack on.
That's how you dress it.
If I had a hammer, I'd ever in the morning die.
Let's get in there. I'll get that there out.
That's where it's supposed to be now, yeah. Sorry, George. Get that. This kid knows what he's doing, eh? That's a lot better than what it was.
Still got a little bit more to go.
Yeah, I see that.
We're getting it flat enough to sand.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
First, because there's still high spots from the spot welds.
Yep.
But if you try sanding it whilst it's all warped, you end up sanding out the high spots, and then the low spots are still there. Then when you go to start dressing it, you start dressing it, and thin
too thin.
material just goes.
Yeah, it's too thin.
Get the grips on it.
Right, so we've just taken a quick break from doing this rear quarter. We ran out of time, and I've just sort of managed to scrape together an hour or so. What I want to do underneath, because it has been absolutely beautiful outside for the last couple of weeks, and there's a bit of rain on its way. So because of that, it's been nice and dry. So yeah, because it's a California car, I know I showed it to you before, but it is absolutely solid underneath here. It really is, transmission tunnel, etc, etc. So because it's been so nice and dry underneath here, what I want to do is get a coat of stone chip on it, just to give it a coat of something to protect it against the elements of the British weather when it decides to get damp and raining and whatever else. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show you the floor is absolutely gorgeous, so solid, there's not a bit of rot in it. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly get a coat on there while I can before the damp weather comes back in. So yeah, here we go. Let's give it a quick coat and I'll come back and show you what it's like. Well, there's the main body done. Top boxes, etc. Both of them. Transmission tunnel. It's all had a good coat. Just got to do up underneath the back axle now. So, well, at least it's got something to stop it rusting against the with the British weather. A bit later on, I know it's really hot because it's the summer, but we're due a bit of rain actually. So this is why I wanted to get up here and get it done. So, sorted, George. Right, let's just go up underneath the back axle, and that's up underneath the axle. Jobbed. Sorted, George. Right, I'm going to wait for sort of like down in the back here. I'm going to take the tank out for that and then finish off around the back, as it were. But that's up underneath the axle all sorted, so that's good. And obviously the underneath, that's good. Lovely. Jobbed. Could do with another coat at some point, but before the rain gets here and the damp, that'll do. Right, sorted, George. Right, guys, we're now back on the rear quarter. Right, what I've been doing, let me show you what's been going on here. Right, can we see? Yes, we can. Now, as you can see, the two different colours. Now, at some point, this has obviously had a glance against, I don't know, a bollard or something, I don't know. And whoever it was that done the job before, they've obviously cut here, and then, I'll tell you what, let's show it on the outside. What they've done, they've cut here, left all the factory welds. They've obviously got it from a scrapped car, and then they've cut down here. Now, what happened was, when they put it back together, where the boot shuts here, like I said earlier, it was about yay much too short. And that is going to drive me up the wall, it's going to notice. And you can see, I'll say like that, yay, there you go, you can see it now, how much they had miscut, if you like, you know, measure once, cut 5 times kind of thing. So what I've been doing, I've been trying to get, I've got a profiler here that I've been using. I've put it in this end, and so I've been trying to get a good profile from this end, because these are all messed up as well. So I ain't done too bad. We straighten them out. Hang on, if I go down the side, we ain't done too bad. They were way out, and I mean way out. So that's at least got that sorted. That's fine across that. That can be straightened out. Yeah, so we ain't doing too bad. I've just obviously just clamped everything together at the moment. Yeah, it was mainly that rear quarter that sorry, rear quarter. This is the rear quarter. It was this rear panel around the lights that I needed to get straightened out, because the profile, instead of being curved, it was just a real bad heavy curve like that, and I know that the lights weren't going to fit properly, or at least the trim around the outside wouldn't have looked very good, so it would have been a bit gappy. So yeah, that's what I've been up to this afternoon. So my ears are ringing because of all the hammering I've been doing, but never mind. So yeah, I bought myself a welder, so that's all right. Got that. I've got some butt welding clamps as well, so that'd be good. This lot obviously also needs to be well tidied up, because that's not very nice, but never mind. It was just a case of cut it off and get it off and see how we get on. So all this lot is going to be tidied up so that I've got a nice straight joint, etc. And I can do my butt joints, as it were. I'd rather do the butt joints than overlap and using a joggler. At least that way they're not going to get moisture between the two. I'll see how it goes, because if it's C-wrap, then I'll have to get myself a joggler and go from there. So yeah, let's crack on. Well, I've been having a go this afternoon with the welder, just practicing some welds, because I haven't done any welding for about 8 years, I suppose, something like that. Just checking like on penetration and stuff like that, you know. So I mean, it ain't too bad actually. There's some good penetration there, which is good. And what I've just done now, I've cut a piece out, little corner, put me butt welding clamps in, just to see how we get on. And well, yeah, obviously, sorry, hang on. So yeah, ain't done too bad. The old butt welding, it came out all right. And obviously this side, focus, thank you, this side we've got some good penetration there, so that's good. So so let's set her up and show you what we've been doing. Right, so what I've done, I've just brought this over into the light a bit better. I did start, if I lift this up, I did actually get some good penetration on the join. But what was happening here, unfortunately, where I am out in the middle of nowhere, the wind does tend to sort of pick up sometimes, and it was interfering with the welding. So what I ended up doing, I was trying all different speeds and power, etc., just in case I, for whatever reason, got it wrong. But yeah, I went back to what I was on and carried on finishing it off. Obviously, by the time you grind that down, that'll be nice and smooth and sweet anyway. But yeah, like I said, penetration wasn't too bad. Doing it bit by bit by bit. Don't know whether I'm going to have any luck with butt welding. Might have to actually get a joggler, and I can do some plug welding instead. That might be better, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I'll give it a go, because if it's no good, I'll just cut it out. So yeah, right, there you go. Bang in. I just had a clean up down on this edge here on the rear quarter, because obviously what happened when we cut down through, we ended up cutting into the inner wheel tub. So I'm just going to have a go at stitching that together just as the rain decides to turn up. Great stuff. Near bother. Let's carry on, shall us? Why not? Well, it'll appear my 8 years absence of welding needs a bit more practice, I'm afraid, because that is awful. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's on there, it's, you know, but I've burnt through here, so it's obviously too hot. There's also a bit of brazing going on here from the last job. So yeah, that's not very good. I think I'll have to get a bit more practice in first before I touch this lot. Definitely. Wow, that's awful. Near bother. Let's crack on. Well, she's certainly chucking it down now out there. Right, had another go. Not too bad, getting there slowly. Just want to sort of fill this up a little bit more if I can. One or two tiny, hang on, where are we? Let's get, oh, here we go. Right, let's try again, shall we? Right, a couple of pinholes up there, you can see that one there mainly, that one there. So yeah, let's do that. And I think, I mean, that is in there nice and solid, to be fair, that ain't going nowhere. And then this will obviously attach to the rear quarter. There's only that little bit there. Come along, focus. Darling. Yeah, this bit here will weld obviously to the rear quarter when we put that on, so that'll be stuck fast there. I'd like to fill this up a little bit more. Might have to wait till the rear quarter's on. So, but I'm just going to do a couple of pinholes here. As you can see, there's one or two there. That's the main one. So, right, sorted. Okay. Well, we've got one or two tiny little pinholes up behind. You can just see them about here, about there. One or two tiny ones. I am not worried about that because obviously we'll have some seam sealer up there as well. So yeah, there you go. Well, I mean, it started off a bit sort of piss poor with the fact that my wire speed was a little bit too fast. But like I said, I haven't done welding for about 8 years. It's got to be about 8 years since the last time I touched a welder. So yeah, I ain't done too bad. Pleased about that. At least it's got that seam done and that hole. I know I've got a hole here, but that will be sorted when the rear quarter thing goes on. So oh, the old focus is playing again. Here we go. Yeah, so that'll be sorted out when the rear quarter goes on, because that's getting a little bit too thin and I am too close. The rear quarter panel is obviously touching the wheel well, and I don't want it to be, I know it has welded, but I need to get that off. So there's no point in me carrying on down here because I'm just going to weld this to the wheel tub even more. So I just as well wait until the rear quarter goes on, and then obviously I can plug that hole as well. So yeah, that'll do for part one, and stay tuned for part two. Sorted, George.